Yep. We have to always filter this information coming out of these social media outlets. Last week, I got into kind of a discussion with my wife, who is a university professor, about nursing and some of the information that is out there on TikTok. She showed me a study by another university claiming this was all fake and bad information. I go, nobody's listening to that. From my point of view, I scroll right by that stuff. But she said, what's out there, though? You got to have talks about what's available and what's going
Yeah.
on. It's hard to filter it. It really is.
Yeah. And it's at the moment, there's all this sort of the election cycle. We've just gone through one here in the UK. You've got to go through one in the States. There's all this kind of, again, the way in which the candidates are like courting the press and everything else. And it's just, again, I look at it as a external sort of like European looking at a separate thing in America. I'm thinking, how can you possibly decide between either of these candidates? They just seem to be broken in so many different ways. And we had the same thing. We had an election here quite recently, and there was misinformation put out about some kids that were killed. So there was riots, and we've ended up like with 1,000 people ending up going to prison for basically trying to get these people who've come in illegally, or not illegally, they've come in on boats across the channel. They're housed in hotels until such time as they can process their asylum application. So there's a whole bunch of stuff that kind of is wrong about that. But somebody said the person that killed these 3 young girls was one of these people that had just come in on the boat. So all these people were going to hotels to basically knock down the doors to pull people out and I guess lynch them in the street. And you're thinking, and that was completely bogus. That was not what had actually happened. The person who was responsible for doing it had been here legally for quite a number of years and everything. He's only an 18-year-old kid. So you look at it and you think, if people are able to light the touch paper and ignite such hatred for other people, other human beings, these people that were coming on the boats were barricading the doors of the hotel because people were there, not with pickaxes, but they were trying to break the doors down, throwing things through the window. And you think it cost us probably tens of millions of pounds to repair the hotels and all that sort of stuff. And and all because of misinformation. And I think that there's just, people just need to be so careful about the way in which they get their information and kind of have the ability to do a bit of fact checking if they're able to.
Yeah, I don't take anybody posts something, somebody died, I go and look it up on Google. Did this person actually die? You got to make sure, because there's so much fake news out there about that.
Yeah, quite scary.